The world is remembering George Floyd today, as Sunday marks 5 years since he was killed at the hands of Minneapolis police. On May 25th, 2020, Officer Derek Chauvin knelt on Floyd's neck for nearly 9 minutes after arresting him for allegedly using a counterfeit bill at a grocery store. Floyd died later that night. His death sparked worldwide protests and calls for police reform. Chauvin is currently serving more than 20 years in prison for charges including second-degree murder and violating Floyd's civil rights. Yesterday, I spoke with Minneapolis Mayor Jacob Frey, who was at the city's helm at the time and was reelected in 2021. Mayor, thank you for being here.
Thank you so much for having me.
First off, what was your reaction to the federal government's plan to end its investigation into the Minneapolis Police Department, and what's your conviction to proceed with reforms?
Here's the bottom line. We're doing it anyway. In Minneapolis, we are very serious about our commitment to police reform, even if the President of the United States is not. So we're doing this work. We're going to embark on these important reforms with or without the White House. And by the way, we're already making some really substantial progress. There was an independent report from the independent evaluator issued just a couple of days ago saying that in creating a foundation for reform, Minneapolis is seeing a better progress than almost any city in the entire country under a consent decree. And so we are moving in the right direction. We do need to keep that work going. And so while the White House may be stepping away, I'll tell you, we're just doubling down. We're going to comply with every sentence of every paragraph of that 169-page report. And we're going to make sure that our residents ultimately feel that change on the street, because that's what this is ultimately about. It's not just making the policy changes on paper. It's making sure that officers are trained in on those policy changes, that they're held accountable when they're not met, they're lifted up when they do the right thing, and then ultimately people on the street feel the change in their interactions
with police. And Mayor, who will be holding those officers accountable? And you had mentioned the success so far under the consent decree. It outlined several reforms, including use of force policy, limiting military-style tactics during protests, banning handcuffing children under 14. Who will keep the police department accountable, and what still needs to happen? What reforms still need to be made?
Well, in addition to the infrastructure that we have internally to hold them accountable through the chief, the commissioner, and myself, we also have an independent evaluator. And what that independent evaluator can show in an objective fashion is, have we met the mark or have we fallen short? And I can tell everybody now, there will be areas where we see some success. There will be also areas where we haven't quite met the deadline on time. And I want all of it to be portrayed transparently so that people can start to truly regain trust in the institutions of government and, of course, in their police department. And so we have that independent evaluator in place. We're going to make sure that we continue to move forward with this work regardless of what the White House says. And yes, we have countless reforms that have already been made. I can point to, dozens of policy shifts that we've already undergone. But again, it's not just about creating a policy shift on a piece of paper. It's about the training. It's about the compliance. It's the accountability. And then ultimately, it's that people are feeling the difference in the interactions that they're having on the street.
Mayor, has Minneapolis and has the country overall done right by George Floyd and his family?
Well, I won't make any determinations as to whether we've done right by George Floyd's family. George Floyd's family should make that determination. But I can tell you that we're making progress. Are we there yet? The answer is no. We all have a lot of work to do. But the progress that we are making is real. Our police department is more diverse than it's ever been before. We're bringing recruits on. They want to be the change right now. They want to be examples for other police departments around the country to follow. So are we making progress? The answer is absolutely. Are we there yet? No. We need to keep our nose to the grindstone. We need to keep doing the work.
Mayor, as we see a shift in the country and the rollback of many diversity, equity, and inclusion programs, are you thinking about the direction the country is moving in as we do mark this somber milestone?
I'm always thinking about the direction our country and our city is moving, and we're trying to chart the right trajectory with Minneapolis values. And I'll tell you, regardless of what happens at the federal level, we're standing by our values. In Minneapolis, they're not illegal aliens in Minneapolis. They are our neighbors, and we love them, and we stand with them. In Minneapolis, regardless of what the federal administration does with regard to police reform, we're standing by that work, period. Because it's important. And at the same time, look, the opposite of Donald Trump extremism is not the opposite extreme. The opposite of Donald Trump extremism is good, thoughtful governance where we listen to data, we follow experts, and we love our city, we love our country more than our respective ideologies, because that's the direction that we need to go right now. And that's what I think people around the country are seeing.
Mayor Jacob Frey, we appreciate you giving us your perspective. Thank you.
Thank you for having me.